Have you ever felt like you're wandering through a silent desert in your soul? Not a loud storm, but a quiet ache where exhaustion creeps in, uncertainty whispers, and you wonder if you're truly on the right path. Maybe it's the weight of a choice you can't unmake, a fear that clings like dust, or the slow erosion of hope when life feels like it's unraveling. In those moments, when the burden feels too heavy to bear, there's a voice, gentle, steady, calling your name. It's the voice of a shepherd saying, "You're not lost. I'm here. Follow me." This is the shepherd's voice, and I'm John Miller. Today, we're diving into Psalm 23, a promise of rest, strength, and hope, no matter how weary you feel. If you believe in God's promise, write in the comments, "The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing." Here's what Psalm 23 says. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He refreshes my soul. He guides me along the right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. These words aren't just a song from ancient times. They're a living promise, a divine map for your soul, inviting you to live each verse, to feel God's presence shaping your days. Life has a way of wearing us down, doesn't it? Not always with grand tragedies, but with the quiet grind of daily pressures. A decision that keeps you awake, replaying what-ifs. A relationship strained by words you can't take back. The exhaustion of being the one who always holds it together smiling. For others, while your heart carries an unspoken ache, I've walked that road. There was a season when every dawn felt like stepping into a fog. My prayers were more questions than faith, stuck in my throat, as I wondered if I'd ever find clarity. I felt like a wanderer, unsure if I was lost or just too tired to keep going. Maybe you're there now, carrying a burden no one sees, longing for a moment to just breathe. But here's the truth that changed everything for me. You don't have to carve your own path through the desert. God is your shepherd, and He's already leading you to a place of rest. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. Pause there. My shepherd. Not a distant deity or an impersonal force, but a shepherd who knows you by name, your joys, your sorrows, every stumble you've tried to hide. In ancient Israel, shepherds lived with their sheep, sleeping under the stars to protect them, risking their lives for the weakest lamb. That's your God. He sees the real you, the one who doubts, who falters, who's tired and says, "You're mine," and because He's your shepherd, I lack nothing. This isn't about having every desire met or every problem solved. It's about trusting that God provides what your soul truly needs: strength for today, hope for tomorrow, grace for every step. What would it feel like to believe, even for a moment, that you lack nothing because God is enough? He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. Close your eyes and imagine it. Green pastures, lush and soft, a place where you can finally rest. Quiet waters, not turbulent or muddy, but clear and still, reflecting the sky. This is God's heart for you, not a life of endless striving, but moments of stillness where your soul can be at ease. But notice the phrasing, He makes me lie down. Sometimes we're so caught up in running, chasing goals, fixing problems, proving ourselves that we forget how to rest. Like a stubborn sheep, we keep moving, even when we're exhausted. So God, in His gentle wisdom, makes us pause. He leads us to a place where we can let go. Think about your life. When was the last time you let yourself rest, not just your body, but your soul. God isn't asking you to earn this rest. He's inviting you to receive it. He refreshes my soul. This is where the miracle happens. God doesn't just offer a break. He renews you from the inside out. The doubts that gnaw at your faith, the regrets that replay in your mind, the fears that steal your peace. Like a shepherd tending a weary lamb, he mends the frayed edges of your heart, bringing life where you thought there was only barrenness. This restoration is personal. It's God seeing the hidden wounds, the ones you don't share, the ones you barely admit to yourself, and breathing healing into them. Maybe it's the shame of a past mistake. Maybe it's the weight of unanswered prayers. Whatever it is, God's promise is to refresh your soul, to make you whole again. What would it look like to let Him do that today? To say, God, I'm dry. Fill me again. He guides me along the right paths for His name's sake. Life often feels like a maze, doesn't it? One wrong turn, a missed opportunity, a bad choice, and you wonder if you're lost for good. But here's the beauty of this verse. You don't need to know the way. You just need to follow the shepherd. God's guidance isn't about giving you a perfect map or a life free of detours. It's about His presence, leading you step by step, even when the path feels uncertain. And He does this for His name's sake, because His reputation as a faithful shepherd is at stake. He won't abandon you, not because you've earned it, but because His love never fails. I think of times when I faced crossroads, job changes, family struggles, moments when the future looked like a blank page. Each time, I felt God nudging me, not with loud signs, but with quiet assurances. This way, trust me. What path are you on today? Can you trust that the shepherd is guiding you, even if you can't see the destination? Then comes the hardest part. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Dark valleys are part of the journey. The grief that feels like a physical ache, the loneliness that presses in when the world moves on, the moments when you pray and hear only silence. These valleys aren't just challenges, they're places where faith is tested, where you wonder if God is still there. But Psalm 23 doesn't say you'll avoid the valley. It says you'll walk through it. You're not staying there. You're not abandoned. And the reason you can say, I will fear no evil, isn't because you're fearless, it's because God is with you. His presence is your courage. His nearness is your shield. I think of a friend who lost her husband unexpectedly. The pain was a valley so deep, it seemed endless. Yet she told me, in my darkest nights, I feel God holding me like He's sitting with me in the grief. That's Psalm 23. That's the shepherd who walks beside you, closer than your fears, stronger than your pain. What's your valley today? Name it. And then hear this. You're not alone. The shepherd is there, and He's leading you through. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. A shepherd's rod was for protection, warding off predators. The staff was for guidance, gently pulling a sheep back from danger. Together, they show God's active care, defending you from what could harm you, steering you when you stray. This comfort isn't passive. It's God at work, even when you can't see it. Maybe it's a friend who calls at just the right moment. A verse that hits your heart like a lifeline. A strength you didn't know you had. These are the rod and staff in action, reminding you that your shepherd is always near. Reflect on this. Where have you seen God's protection or guidance lately? Maybe it's a moment you overlooked. Look again. His hand is there. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. This image is breathtaking. A feast, not in a safe haven, but in the middle of your battles. Your enemies' fear, shame, doubt, rejection stand watching, powerless, as God sets a table for you. This isn't just provision, it's honor. God isn't just keeping you alive. He's declaring, "You're mine, and I'm proud of you." Think about your enemies. Maybe it's the voice that says you're not enough. Maybe it's a circumstance that feels like it's winning. Now imagine God pulling out a chair, saying, "Sit, eat. I've prepared this for you." What would it feel like to trust that God is providing, even now, right in the face of your struggles? "You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows." In ancient times, oil was a sign of blessing, healing, and consecration. To anoint someone was to set them apart, to mark them as chosen. God doesn't just meet your needs. He blesses you extravagantly. Your cup doesn't just hold enough, it overflows with grace, strength, and joy. This abundance is a promise for your hardest days. When you feel empty, God is pouring in more. When you feel unworthy, He's anointing you with purpose. Can you see it? Even in your desert, your cup is overflowing because God's love is limitless. "Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life." The Hebrew word for follow here is stronger. It means to pursue, to chase. God's goodness and love aren't just trailing behind you. They're running after you, like a shepherd chasing a lamb that's wandered too far every day. Every moment, His care is relentless. You can't outrun it. You can't undo it. For your efficiency and love, take a moment. Think of a time when you felt God's goodness break through: a kind word, a timely provision, a moment of peace. That was His love chasing you. It's not a one-time thing, it's every day, all the days of your life. "And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." This is the end of the journey. Not just green pastures or quiet waters, but an eternal home with God. No more valleys, no more enemies, just His presence forever. This is your ultimate destination, a place where every tear is wiped away, every wound healed, every question answered. But this promise starts now. You dwell with God today, in the small moments of trust, in the quiet prayers, in the faith that carries you through. Forever is already unfolding, because the shepherd is already with you. So maybe today you're in that silent desert. Maybe your soul is weary, your steps faltering. Hear the shepherd's voice. "I am with you." He sees your ache. He knows your fears. He's leading you to a place of rest. Right now, do this today. Find a quiet moment. Read Psalm 23 aloud. Let it sink into your heart. Say, "God, I'm tired. Be my shepherd. Guide me to your waters, your table, your home." Let Him lead you. Let Him hold you. And when the desert feels heavy, when the path feels long, return to these words. They're not just for today, they're for every step you take. You may be in the wilderness, but you're not forgotten. The shepherd has not left you. He's still calling. He's still leading. And He'll walk with you all the way home. This is the shepherd's voice. If this stirred your soul, subscribe and turn on the bell so you never miss a word of hope, peace, and faith. I'm John Miller, and I'll be here next time you need to rest.